Hey, this is Jesse Malin. You're watching what might be the greatest rock show ever. This is, I'd have to tell you, if you just come closer and just tune in right now, you're about to see the greatest rock show ever. Enjoy Jesse Malin on the greatest rock show ever. Right now. Just stay.
Rock show, ... ever here live from Dedham TV. We are really excited to do this, break away from the sports thing for a little bit. And yeah, so we're going to move along. We're going to just bust through this. We have an hour to get through this whole show. And but before we go any further, I wanted to talk about some Christian rock and roll. I figure it doesn't get enough press.
It really doesn't.
Striper, ever since Striper decided to rock their B-suits, it didn't get enough press, so we're going to go over some Christian rock and roll for everybody here.
Nice.
Before we bring on the rest of the show. So, Kevin, why don't you bring up one of my favorite Christian rock bands first? Bring them up. There they are.
Woo!
This here is the Braillettes.
Good-looking bunch.
They are a good-looking bunch. I don't know who's on which instrument. I don't know.
Yeah. Do they play instruments?
I don't know. It's like a Jeff Healey sort of thing because they just look like they're Yeah, all right. So the Braillettes, why don't you bring up the next one? All right, that's Country Church.
Nice sweaters. That's awesome.
I give them the uniforms. They're really just rocking all the same.
Killer mustaches.
It looks like a Danny Partridge on the right.
It looks like Danny Partridge.
Danny Partridge.
And
It's true.
I can't decide if that's
the same hair.
Whoa, all right. Well, that's me on the left. I don't know.
Well, that's me on the right because I have those glasses.
Wow. Well, maybe I'm on the right then. Look at that's a guy on the left.
Nice.
Jesus used me. That's
Jesus
excellent.
used me. That's from the Faith. We all know that's from the famous Faith Tones.
Of course.
All right, give me another one. Well, that's. I mean, they're gang affiliated, gospel gangsters, and
hot stuff.
That really actually is a really good album. No. All right, and Jerusalem.
Wow.
Like,
Finally.
Nice pants.
Air guitars, thumbs up. The guy on the left, his thumb is I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what he's doing.
He's on the left, really. And Jerusalem, and the final one, Let Me Touch Him by. Wow. All right. So we have a great show today. We have Phil. And we have Jeff here. We're going to talk about everything that you guys want to hear about. And we have a band.
A band. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we have
Music.
a band. We have the Old Edison from Boston, Massachusetts.
Excellent.
Who are great, and we're going to play. We're going to hear some songs from them.
Great.
It's a great thing.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still getting over that Christian rock thing.
Yeah, really? Are you?
I don't think it was rock, Phil.
I don't know what it was.
No, the Braillettes were rock.
Right.
They were the other ones. What were they? Gospel or?
I think they were all rock and roll.
I think the last one was metal.
Jerusalem was metal. Oh, yeah,
Jerusalem had to have been metal. You have to look that up.
All right. You guys in the band want to play a song? Yeah. All right. All right. So here at the greatest rock show ever, we decided to find our favorite bands and put them on TV with us. I don't know how necessarily people are putting us on TV or the bands we pick, but we thank Dedham TV for doing this. The show's going to rule. It's going to rule my house at least.
The known and unknown.
Yeah. Speaking of my house, we have Elise over in the desk fact chair. Can we get camera 3? There she is. Wave. Woo! Oh, yeah. And she might correct some of our mistakes. She might
We're all of them.
throw in some of her
Opinions.
her wisdom. Yeah.
It's probably not necessary,
Wisdom.
but I might.
Oh, you might. Okay. So if the Old Edison are ready, they're going to play us a song. Song from Boston, Massachusetts, the Old Edison.
Well, I will put my faith in my fretboard, and I will store my soul in my sound hole, and I'll keep my guitar as my religion, 'cause one day this guitar will lead me home. Well, it doesn't answer me those lifelong questions, just who am I to trust? Where am I to run? But it hasn't lied to me like so many others. So I'm just as sure that it will lead me home. 'Cause brother, I've been strong some days, you say. And my brother, I failed you, others best believe. But for all that humping pumping, telling me I ain't worth nothing, my brothers, give me all the strength I need. I said, my brothers, give me all the strength I need. Well, my brothers all around me, they are drinkers. And when past that common bottle, they should find the one that we can put our faith in and we'll hold on to. 'Cause I'm just too goddamn sure that we're the one. And while we have paid respects and all the altars, up to the heaven way and the bouncing souls. So on and on, still true believers. Say nothing shakes my faith in what I know. And I said nothing shakes my faith in what I know. 'Cause brother, I've been strong some days, you say. But my brother, I failed you, others best believe. But for all that up and pumping, telling me I ain't worth nothing, my brothers, give me all the strength I need. I said, my brothers, give me all the strength I need.
Old Edison from Boston, Massachusetts. We will be chatting with them later on. They'll be playing another song later on, and we'll be rocking and rolling, right?
Nice.
Nice.
Of course we will.
Speaking of talking to in interviews, we had an exclusive interview that I found it. I didn't do it, like I found it on YouTube, with Mr. Eddie Van Halen.
I've heard of him.
Yeah?
He plays guitar.
Yeah,
He's
you're
a guitar
fan.
player. Yeah,
we
I
have
really
an
like him.
exclusive interview from Mr. Eddie Van Halen that we're going to play on our show.
Nice. I'd love to see that. I don't think
yeah,
I've seen that yet.
It's wicked funny. He's a bright guy.
He's smart.
He knows about his guitars.
He plays with
He
that.
knows about, the setup and the whole thing. So why don't you roll that Eddie Van Halen interview, Kev?
When did you build this guitar?
Let's see, I was 14. Yeah, I was 14 when I built it. The is this? Yeah, I was in my basement one day and I was dating, and I decided that, I might as well do something creative while I'm down here just all day. So I built a guitar, and I was able to convert my abilities into guitar playing. And it's better than just sitting there by yourself, winking off,
At the time, nobody built their own guitars. What made you...
Well, my hands were so freakishly large that I couldn't fit them on any corporate model guitar, so I had to build a guitar of my own that would fit my hands. Like, I bought a guitar from the guitar store one day, and I couldn't even play it because my hands were too freaking big. I was like, what the f***?
Once you had the body and the neck and knew that, did you put the guitar together right away?
Yeah, and from there I went straight into practicing and writing music and whatnot. And I was always looking for the fastest way to do stuff, so I realized I had to start taking methamphetamine, to increase my speed. And for the most part, the meth really helped. I'd be up for like 3 days straight just writing music and perfecting my technique. Like, have you ever noticed all my early stuff is really fast?
Mm-hmm.
It's because I was high in meth when I wrote that stuff. But unfortunately, I developed a bad case of meth mouth, and my teeth started to fall out, so needless to say, I had to stop taking meth.
Do you remember what inspired you to paint the stripes?
The white stripes. I mean, they're like so freaking talented and so creative, and I've always loved how everything about them is red and white. So I painted my whole guitar red and white out of inspiration from them, and I mailed them a picture, to them, to see if they liked it or not,
Right.
And they told me to go to hell, said I stole their idea for a color scheme, with Jack White's guitar already being red and white. And they said, how dare I paint mine red and white too, and now that I think about it, I think I did kind of rip them off. I mean, there's like no other band that's been around 20 years before them that might have already used the color scheme red and white, so that was a completely original idea on their part, and I just totally ripped them off with that one. So But anyway, I'm gonna keep my guitar red and white. I don't give a what they think. Looks better for me anyway, and I'm the one who created it. So, you know, they're just some asshole punk kids and kiss my.
Amen.
Freddie Van Halen. We'll be talking a little Van Halen later. You
That
like
was good.
That was awesome.
It really was. Wow, who knew?
Who would have
knew?
thunk? I wouldn't have thunk that.
Stripes.
I didn't think there was ever that type of connection with those two.
The White Stripes and Eddie. Well, there
Yeah.
is, apparently.
Apparently. And it all comes down to the color of the guitar.
He stole their idea.
Unbelievable.
So, I have a little game for you two.
Oh, great.
Game for you two. Now, you guys are both rock aficionados.
Well,
Okay.
that's a matter.
Well, I'm gonna call you
If you say so, I believe you.
I do. So what we're going to do is, I have a little quote quiz for you. Whoever
Oh.
gets the most right wins.
Wins
I'm going
what?
to give you a quote. I'm going to tell you 3 people who might have said the quote, and then you're going to tell me who was right.
What do you think?
A.
Well, no, I haven't
C.
done it yet.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Ready? The first quote is, "The ocean scares me." And this is who says it, either A, Elvis Presley, B, Brian Wilson, or C, W, Axl Rose. Phil, you go first.
Brian Wilson.
I got to say Brian Wilson, too.
He's scared of everything.
Beach Boys, that was
But
a
he's the
gimme. That
Beach
was
Boys.
a gimme. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well, the only Beach Boy that surfed was Dennis.
Are you knocking me? This is ridiculous. Okay,
Sorry.
how about this one?
Next.
Folk singing is just a bunch of fat people.
It's true.
Dave Matthews, Bob Dylan, Woody Guthrie.
Wow. Dylan. It's a.
Gentlemen, 5 seconds.
I'll say Woody Guthrie.
Mr. Bob Dylan said, folk singing is just a bunch of fat people. Mr. Bob Dylan. Genius, Mr. Bob Dylan. All right, number 3. We can fly, you know. We just don't know how to think the right thoughts and levitate ourselves off the ground.
It's
Brian
levitate,
Wilson again.
not levitate.
He's really coming up a lot.
Because he's back. Brian Wilson, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
or Ace Frehley.
On
I'll
that
say
one.
Michael Jackson just to keep it interesting.
Big Mike Jackson. You're right. Big Mike Jackson is the answer.
That's wacky.
All right, only a couple more. 6
You
months.
got to admit though, Ace Frehley could have said that.
Well, space.
Space
Yeah,
Ace.
It was a trick. I threw that in.
I know you tricked me.
I did.
Thank you.
6 months go by very fast when you're a genius. Jim Morrison, Robert Plant, or me. Or this guy right here.
What type of... it's supposed to be quotes from somebody...
No, you just...
Like,
It's like he's a rock star.
okay.
yeah, you know the 3.
You said that.
Well, I just said it. But
That's
Oh,
boring.
that doesn't count? All right. I'm going to go with, who are our choices now for that?
Jim Morrison, Robert Plant, or me.
Oh, Jim Morrison.
Robert Plant.
Yeah, Big Bob Plant said that. It's not over yet. It's
Oh,
not over
there's
yet.
more
We
to
have, we
go.
have 3 more. I'd like to get a beer holder on my guitar like they have on boats.
Somebody in Poison.
C.C. DeVille.
And our current band doesn't count for the answer because I'm sure they all want... all
You
right.
could have liked that. I think
Okay.
I heard you say that before.
But the person who said it is either Keith Richards, Ted Nugent, or James Hetfield.
I'd say, who's this? Nugent's probably has the lowest IQ out of the 3.
I'm going to give you a little hint for... No, I'm not going to give you a hint on that one.
You haven't even answered yet.
Well,
I'll give you a
Hetfield
hint.
was an...
I know who it is not.
Well, that's not how the game's played. Answer who it is.
I'm going to go with Nugent because it just seems like a stupid... Like he, would say something like that.
Okay, who do you go with?
I'm going to go with Hetfield because Ted Nugent does not drink or do drugs.
Oh, boy. Hetfield's the answer?
He's
You're making me look bad.
He's a banger.
All right, my brain is oatmeal. It's
I said that.
It's Mick Mars from the Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, or Lemmy from Motorhead.
That's a really difficult one. I'm going to subtract Lemmy from the mix, and I'm going to go with I got to go with Ozzy.
I'll go with Lemmy.
Mr. Mick Mars.